Well, hello there, all you wonderful people of the internet. It is Wednesday, which means Ryan's working from home.
Heyo.
We've been just hanging out in bed. It's actually like 1 p.m. I slept in really late, so I was just kind of tired. So I was like, well, to be fair, I woke up, I was awake for like 2 hours at least, and then I went back to sleep. So it's more like I took a nap. And Ryan's just been hanging out in bed, and we've been having like a dog party here. Greyson I was using as like a body pillow earlier. And it was actually pretty nice because I realized he's so big. It's like a built-in leg pillow for you because you can actually like put your leg over him because it doesn't affect him since he's so big. And of course the older girls are at Grandma and Grandpa's as usual on Wednesdays. So we're just hanging out with this little one. Who's your baby? Yeah. Smiles. Smiles for the baby. That's you. Well, I have some things to fill you guys in, which I'm sure you could tell from the title of the video. So I had my hematology appointment yesterday. It was my first one. It was just for the blood work, which is why I didn't even bring the camera with me to film or anything. I was thinking like most typical blood draws, you just walk in, get your blood drawn, and you leave. Apparently no, they run your CBC there right away. So he like left the room and then came back 10 minutes later and told me the results of my CBC. We found out that my platelet count was coming up as low. So my platelet count was 71, which is 71,000. I didn't know that, he told me. And it should be between 140 and 415. It's not dangerous, I guess, till it's like below 20,000, but 71 is still definitely a concern. It's not normal by any means, but he was saying like down to 100 is like, they're like, okay, that's fine, but 71, not okay. So before we get any keyboard doctors here, I'm gonna fill you guys in on kind of a few of the possibilities of things that it could be, but we will not know until more blood is drawn and before we get the results of the blood work, the additional blood work that I got yesterday. So, of course, people are going to be wondering, is it what you're eating, Ariana? Are you deficient in something? And of course, that can be a possibility. Low platelets are often linked to B12 deficiency. However, it's kind of unlikely because B12 is very different from other vitamins and that it typically takes years to deplete that. I have only been plant-based for 5 months. So the chances that B12 or any vitamin I have become so deficient in that it's causing my body to have blood clots that it can't heal on its own. In 5 months, pretty unlikely. I could definitely be that small percentage, and so it's not off the table. It could be total human error. I did ask him like, what are the chances of this being wrong? And he said that typically when it reads wrong, there's like something he said that happens like in the tube or something, and he said that didn't happen. And so he's fairly certain it's right. And then the highest probability, and the one I'm kind of betting my money on, is I probably have an autoimmune disease of some sort. Having EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, it's very common that we have some kind of autoimmune disease with our EDS as well. So that would explain a lot, especially my body's issues with like getting over things, like when I got the CMV virus and it attacked my body, where a lot of people get the CMV virus and go like they don't even realize they have it. And with me, you know, I had elevated liver enzymes and I had an enlarged spleen and all these things going on. And then of course there are like worst case scenarios of things that could be happening, and we're gonna try not to go right to that and just kind of focus on hoping. You know, the chances, like I said, of it being human error are pretty small. And so I'm kind of hoping that it's just a deficiency in something. As much as I feel like this eating this way has been helping me a lot in many ways, obviously like something's going on with my body. And so if it's something as simple as adding in some other kind of supplement, or maybe I have to introduce something like eggs, which I'm not looking forward to if I do have to introduce meat or something back in, because it grosses me out now. Like I literally look at it and it grosses me out. We're gonna take things one at a time. I'm gonna listen to my doctors, and number one, listen to what my blood tests say and see what is actually going on. So the whole thing is just very strange though, because typically when you have a very low platelet count, your body is not clotting. And obviously I am having issues with blood clots right now, and my body is clotting too much. And so then the question comes into play of maybe it's just the Lovenox, my blood thinners, that are causing this issue. I had like a full-on conversation with him to ensure that these wouldn't affect the blood tests, and he said, no, Lovenox should not affect this particular one. It would affect some other tests that they were doing, but when it comes to my platelet count, it should not. Now, I guess there can be a small percentage, and I could be that small percentage. We just don't know. However, I had blood work done for my CBC panel was done when I was in the emergency room. on Christmas Eve. And at that time I had been on Lovenox for about four weeks, I think. Three weeks? About 3 weeks, I think. And my platelet count was perfect then. And now I've only been back on my blood thinners consistently for a week, I think. And my platelets are low. So again, probably not the Lovenox. And he did say as well that when he took my blood, when he stopped, it was already starting to clot in the tube. So even being on my Lovenox, I'm on the lowest dose, I think. It's like still clotting very easily. And so it's not like what my blood is doing is not lining up with what the platelet count is reading. And so that's another, like, maybe it's just an error. So like I said, we won't know on the 30th. I said in the last vlog that I see the hematologist on the 20th. I actually meet with him on the 30th. I was wrong about that. We're gonna rerun my platelet count, the CBC panel, and so we'll see if it's still low, and they're gonna do additional testing on top of that because of the low platelet count. And then we should go over at that appointment what was going on with the blood test, the additional blood test that I took yesterday, which should be for all like the genetic blood disorders. So yeah, there's a large plethora of things. It could be my diet, it could be deficiency in some kind of vitamin, it could be an autoimmune disorder, it can be worse things, but we're just gonna wait and see what actually happens with that appointment, what my blood work actually says. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys, but I wanted to fill you in. So up close, these were my numbers. So here's the 71, and it should be between 140 and 415. But my hemoglobin levels were perfect, 12.7. And that was actually super interesting to me because I was seeing a nutritionist. I have gotten a few people concerned like about deficiencies too. I was seeing a nutritionist when I made the transition to being plant-based, so I had a lot of help from an actual nutritionist, not just a doctor. So I'm like fairly confident that I've been doing things right, but like I said, sometimes it's not a one-size-fits-all. However, my hemoglobin levels during my pregnancy were borderline anemic, and so she was telling me like make sure I get a lot of iron in my diet. And so now we've been cooking in cast iron too, which Ryan pointed out. We've been almost cooking in cast iron like every single time, and my hemoglobin levels now are perfect. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. We'll just wait and find out. Got a headache.
A headache?
Headache.
You got a headache? You headache?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You got a new one?
Uneasy.
Yay! You've been around a while. This is the necklace I wear all the time. Wore all the time. I had to take it off when I went to the hospital. My mom may have put it on the back of the car seat without telling me. And so it got lost. But she got me a new one. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know you've been like wearing it almost every day since you got married, and
I don't want to comment on that.
Pretty much.
you're missing it.
Ryan's chain broke, and now he has a new chain. Put it on you like she did on our wedding day.
And is she gonna say the same thing?
Oh,
That really awkward. That really.
my daughter's heart.
No.
No, that's not what you
just
said.
You've earned the key to my daughter, is what you said.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah,
A little bit.
that's what you said. I told you guys Dr. Todd was sending us a bigger one.
Look at
Greyson,
Greg
no,
wants
but-
to use it as a bed. I don't think so, but
They're sending us a
This
bigger
is my
one too,
bed.
and we just got it. Look who's back home.
I am back home. You're right. With Chipotle.
I'm at our children.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
What'd you do at Grandma and Grandpa's today?
Play.
What did you play?
Only puzzles and ice cream store.
Only ice cream and or puzzles and ice cream store?
And Legos.
And rainbows?
No Legos.
Oh, Oh, you
Now they
played
have all kinds of
Legos?
Legos out. I cleaned them up.
You're not seeing the people and Legos got my spreadsheet.
Oh, did you take a nap? Did you take a nap?
Yeah, Evie did, but I didn't.
We're starting the vlog in bed and we're ending the vlog in bed.
Oh no.
You haven't really been on.
I have not really been on the vlog for like the last week.
Really?
Why? I don't know. I just haven't really picked up the camera.
Well, you called Tim a turtle,
I did.
but I was filming.
Yeah, I wasn't really in it. I was just kind of there.
You need to go back to picking the camera because we haven't had montages.
I know. I gotta.
Without you.
I gotta get to it. I know. I think I've just been so distracted by everything else that's going on that I haven't even thought to pick it up.
You want the belly rub?
You just want the belly rubs. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And as always, we will see your wonderful faces on Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Bye. What? Not Tuesday?
Saturday.
Oh, yes, Saturday. We'll see your wonderful faces on Saturday. Bye.